Hey everyone, before we get started, here's a quick background on Echoes. Echoes is releasing her new album, Quiet in Your Service, on January 17th. The album marks a bold reinvention as Echoes departs her astronomically successful run in EDM and dance music as she gracefully leans into the ambient, alternative, rock side of her sound. No matter what genre Echoes embraces, her authentic storytelling and ethereal dark aesthetics remain non-negotiable. Ahead of the album release, Echoes has graced us with 4 spine-chilling singles: Over and Over, Carousel, Bruises, and Paper Cuts. With over 300 million global streams and viral independent hits like Saints, Echoes is known for her haunting vocals and introspective lyrics, collaborating with EDM giants. Echoes has cultivated a devoted fanbase who connect deeply through her candid discussions about mental health, depression, and trauma, and seek solace amidst the shadows with resilience, introspection, and empathy. In addition, she is passionate about sharing her stories about feminine power, her expansive genre range, and gothic witchy fashion.
And I feel right in the way we get colder. It starts in my neck till I got nothing left. Till I got nothing left. And I need it to get lower, go slower. I'll give up control of every breath. Till I got nothing left.
Hey everyone, I'm Mackayla, and today on the Soundtrack of Life podcast, we welcome Echoes.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm stoked to be here.
So you have a new album coming out January 17th.
Yes. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and so it's called Quiet in Your Service, and it's a shift from your normal music. What kind of inspired that?
Yeah, I've always kind of felt like this was the direction that I envisioned Echoes to go. And what really inspired it was I sat in on a session for my friend's band and I was working on a song for them. And then we ended up having so much fun together and kind of being like, we should just keep doing this every week and kind of see what happens. And so I think it was like maybe the third or fourth week, we were like, hey, I think we might be like diving into an Echoes record here. And
Mm-hmm.
we're like, okay. And so we just kind of followed that passion that was coming out of all of these songs, and it was such a free flowing experience. And I'm really big on manifesting, and like I said, it was something that I always kind of envisioned but wasn't sure how it would come together, and it started coming together. And yeah, that's how it happened.
I love that it was so freeform. It just kind of evolved.
Me too. Like it was just a random Tuesday of me sitting in on a session. It was one of those things where like our friends, we met through mutual friends, and they were like, "Hey, you make music, and this friend makes music. You guys should hang out and
Mm-hmm.
make music together." It was one of those, and I'm like, "Okay." And so, and I like loved them and I loved what they were doing and loved their art. And so when they asked me to come write with them, I knew it would be cool, but I don't think any of us realized that like we were gonna make a record together.
I feel like that's how the best art is born.
I think so. It was so special. It was just like, I mean, we all spoke each other's musical language like right off the bat. It was just like very, very magical. And I remember the day we were working on this song, we all just kind of looked at each other like, hey, there's something here, and we need to keep following this and see where it goes. So it was very special. So that was kind of the how this all shifted into what it is becoming now.
Do you see yourself working with them again later on?
Yeah, we already started working on the next body of work
Oh,
actually. So
wow.
yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah, they're so great. I have had so much fun. So I definitely feel like there will be more songs that we've all done together in the future for sure.
That's super exciting.
Thank you.
And it's all credit to your friend who introduced you guys.
Yeah, I know. I'm super grateful. I love when things like that kind of just happen and are free flowing. And then I think again, that's like how the best art is made when you're not really overthinking it, but you have this like overall, energy of what it is that you want to create. I think the pieces just fall in line when you have this goal or this outcome. I think the things they'll flow to you.
Hmm. So when you're going in to write a song, do you typically come in with an idea, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, it depends on the day. So I try to write poetry almost every day and have like a concept for if there's a poem that I feel really, called to being like, oh, this one's going to be a song, then I'll bring that into the studio, or I'll have like an outline of a song that I've been working on. Or my favorite way, which is how this record was created, was we would just, start playing together and just hit record and see what would come out. And it was again a very free flowing process of kind of mumbling melodies and harmonies and seeing like what felt good.
Hmm.
And there would sometimes be, I know a lot of other songwriters do this too, you just kind of hum what comes to mind, and there will be maybe not a full word yet, but something that sounds like a word.
Right.
And I feel like that's your subconscious mind like coming out and being like, okay, maybe follow this, this one word, and it will kind of help me fall down into the rabbit hole even further of what song is trying to come to the surface.
What do you do with the poems that you don't turn into songs?
I have a secret Tumblr. Yeah, it's called Nothing Left in My Lungs for You, which is actually one of my like first Echoes lyrics from a song called Silhouettes. So I put them all on there. I also just have a bunch of journals lying around my house, so maybe I should make a poetry book one day.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a really good idea.
Yeah, I always think about it, but it's one of those things that I've added to the list of all the things I want to do.
Right.
Yeah, but I think I should. Yeah. So if you want to see my weird secret poems, they're on Tumblr.
I'm sure they're amazing.
Thank you.
You should definitely make a book. I think that'd be really cool.
I think so. I feel like I have this other thing that I do too called Sad Room Stall, where I take pictures of signs that I can make sad poetry out of. So
That's so
maybe I'll
cool.
make like a Sad Room Stall slash Nothing Left in My Lungs for You, like poetry book. Like,
Ooh.
yeah. So maybe I'll do that. I need to make my vision board for the year. So now you're inspiring me to put poetry book on there.
So yeah, speaking of the new year, any big things happening for you? I mean, obviously you have the album coming out, but aside from that,
Yeah, we're in the works of planning some shows because I really want to play this album live. So that will hopefully be something I can talk more about soon. And then working on my next body of work that I'm constantly creating. So when I have something that's coming out, I've also been working on something alongside it. So
mhm.
I'm just really excited to dive into that even further with the new creative process that I have now. So that'll be something. Hopefully that can come out next year too. That's the goal.
So you've got a busy year then.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. I'm excited. I'm just so excited to put all this art out. I feel like I've been like sitting on it and it's been hibernating, and I'm just ready for it to be in this reality.
So you've already put out 4 singles. Why did you decide to put out those particular songs?
I feel like when I listen to music, I hear them in a certain order. And so I knew that Carousel would be the first one. I just was like, this feels like the first song. It felt like I would listen to things in a playlist in specific orders and like change them around. And so for me, I guess this is a boring answer, but I put it out because it felt like that was the introduction to this new body of work.
I think that's a great answer.
Thank you. I feel like I think Carousel, out of all the songs on the record, was kind of like a nod to the old sound, and it
Hmm.
felt like a good like transition introduction into this new world.
How did you decide on the track listing?
I love to lie on my floor and overthink while listening to my music.
Hmm.
And so I literally just like lied down and was like, okay, which one goes after? Like I would hear a song and then my body would like want to hear a specific one right after
Hmm.
it. And then I sent it to my best friend and was like, does this feel right? So it was definitely like between my best friend and I, like off of feeling and, her knowing me and knowing the songs as intimately as I do. And it was really cool to just listen and be like, what does my ear and my body want to hear next? So it was
Right.
definitely like a very intuitive process.
I love that. That sounds so calm.
Thank you. It is because I always say that like I create art to heal myself, right?
Hmm.
So when I am done creating a song, I like rinse in it because for me it's like a catharsis.
Yeah.
So to be able to just like come home from the studio and like lie on the floor and like dance to it in the dark and just really like sit with the song, a lot of that happened with the playlisting as well. So
Hmm.
yeah, it was very healing for me.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
I'm glad that your art is able to heal you.
Me too. It's very special. It's a very great, I guess, coping mechanism with feelings that feel like they're too big to understand, art has always been that place for me to do that.
That's the great thing about art. You can just put all of your feelings out there.
And it's even crazier when other people say, hey, I feel that way too. I always say like I create my art because I wanted to help other people feel less alone in these big
Hmm.
emotions, but it's also people listening is a testament and reflection that the things I feel aren't just, only something that I'm feeling.
Yeah, I think that's something that people forget. Like when you're feeling your emotions, sometimes it's hard to remember that other people are also feeling that way.
Yeah, I always say that like echoes is this like beam out into the ether of like, does anyone else feel this way? And when I started, like, that was what it was. I'm like, am I the only one feeling this way? And people started listening and being like, no, we feel this way too. And it's like such a two-way street of like they're confirming for me that I'm not the only one experiencing this. And then I in turn am creating art that, people can hear and be like, oh, I'm not the only one feeling this. So it's really special exchange of energy.
Do you have any memorable or favorite fan encounters?
Oh, yeah. I have one that I think about all the time. And so I'll put a trigger warning here. This person came up to me after a performance and they just started crying and they said that my voice like made them want to live again.
Oh, wow.
And just hearing that like really stuck with me because I was also at that time going through some really dark stuff. And,
Hmm.
for them to say that, it was just like I knew what they felt in that moment. We just held each other and cried,
Yeah.
and it was so human. And that's what I love about art is it's just such a human thing to be able to connect through song, visuals, painting. It's so human. So that for me was one of those very human experiences, and it was so healing for me to just, yeah, to be there in that moment. So that's the one I always reflect on whenever I'm asked that question. It's like I'm right back in that moment. It was really special.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And I'm very happy for that fan that they were able to find something to keep going.
Me too.
It's always important to find whatever it is in life that you want to keep going for.
Yes, and music has always been that thing for me. So I'm grateful anytime someone tells me that my music has touched their life in any way. It's such a special thing. I feel so grateful that I get to do this.
Yeah. Wow. I like, wow. It's a
I know
beautiful
it gives,
story.
thank you. It gives me chills every time I talk about it. It's like, yeah, my fans are so incredible, such intelligent, emotional, in-depth people that just like share their stories with me, and it's so emotional. It's like, yeah, it's very special. I just love that art has this ability to connect people and again, make people feel less alone. And just
Hmm.
knowing that I'm a part of that when I'm someone who feels alone all the time, it's like it's just it's very surreal.
It is. That's the special thing about art. Can connect everyone.
And even if the song is about something else, or it can apply to people, it can apply to their situation because I feel that art is a very energetic thing, and it's based off of a feeling that's being channeled through the medium of song in this case, and people can pick up on that and put it into their own life. And music, other artists have done that for me too, so it's really special.
What artists would you say are some of your biggest influences?
Daughter for sure. Daughter is like my favorite band. Her lyrics are just, oh my God, they just
Yeah.
help you feel so much and process so much. So, Daughter, huge inspiration. Evanescence, obviously, huge inspiration, especially vocally. Flyleaf, Paris, and I recently got really into Ethel Kane. Love Ethel Kane.
Hmm.
Incredible poetry. Oh my God. I'd say those are a lot of my, and Spirit Box, a lot of my big influences right now.
Those are
Yeah.
some really good influences.
Yeah, I love everything that they're all doing.
Yeah. How would you say that you kind of approach the songwriting differently now compared to your older music?
I feel like I am also just in a different place in my life too. Like I've been saying this a lot, like I'm gonna sound like such a grandma, but once you turn 30, like something changes within you, and it really does. You feel like way more connected to yourself and you know who you are. So I feel like my process has changed because I'm just more sure of myself than I was in the past. And I think I've also just tried different ways of writing. And in the past, I would go in and be like, this song has to be about this thing
Mhm.
versus now it's like, what is my subconscious mind trying to tell me? I want to write from there. And I think from the new ways of writing, of just going into the studio without an expectation, has allowed this like very free flowing way of creating. And it's just been so fun to explore that versus being so serious about everything all the time, which obviously I'm still serious
Yeah.
about things, but it's just like it's just a new approach. And I
Hmm.
think that I'm going to take a lot of that into how I continue to write and just having a trust in myself and a trust in my vision that I haven't had before.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
What advice would you give to someone who is still struggling with finding the balance between the freedom to be free and also, taking everything so seriously?
Yeah, I think just trusting that you know what you feel and making sure that you have a support system around you because I feel like all humans, we want to feel seen in our emotions. We don't want to feel alone in our emotions. And so making sure that you have a system around you of people that can, reassure you and give you hope when you're feeling low and feeling like you want to be free of these things. I know we don't all have access to mental health care, which is horrible. Everyone deserves access to that. Fortunately, hotlines can be helpful too. Just having somebody to be there to listen and validate you. I always want to make sure that I touch on that because I know that mental health care isn't always available
Hmm.
and people sometimes don't always have someone to talk to. So making sure that you've got someone on the other line listening can really help you get out of those dark feelings and just know that your emotions are valid and that it will be okay, but it's okay if you're not okay in those moments. And there are people that want to help you heal through that.
Yeah, there's always somebody available to help you.
Yeah, it's important that people don't feel shame around that, and just knowing that talking about those feelings is super important.
It is really hard, but
Oh, yeah,
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 no one will ever tell you talking about those feelings are easy.
yeah,
It is really, really hard, but you feel so
yeah,
much better.
yeah, it is. And having somebody validate that you're not alone. Like, I think one of the core things of being human is not feeling alone and feeling like, even if these thoughts are hard to articulate, like you're not crazy for feeling them.
Yeah, community is very important.
Yes, we're not meant to do everything all alone. I think we live in a time and a culture where it's like it's almost praised to like be able to do everything alone. And it's like we are such like communal creatures. We need
Hmm.
people. So I think it's really important to know that it's not weak to ask for help.
Not at all, because you can't be an expert in everything.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, you can't be an expert in everything. And I think like social media has given us such like a skewed perspective on that, right? And kind of makes you think you have to always be, you know, highlight reel, happy. And it's like it's okay if you're not.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Nobody's going to post their really bad days.
no. And that's hard. Like social media, I know obviously has had such an influence on our mental health as a culture. So I think trying to stay, offline. Obviously, we all have to be online to some degree, especially me for my job, but it's finding a healthy balance between that is
Yeah,
really
that's
important too.
that's a struggle though these days.
Yeah, I try to not be on my phone as much, but it's hard. I have to set a lot of boundaries with social media.
Yeah, it's really hard because you just get so sucked into it. It's built to make you
I
want to
know.
stay on it.
I know. I have to have I have the time limit on my app, so it'll put everything on downtime. I make sure that when I get up in the morning, I'm trying to not check my phone first thing because I that's a habit that I've been trying to break. I try to go straight to my journal for at least 15 minutes with a coffee and just like be with myself before I let the internet distract me all day. Yeah.
I've tried setting the downtime on my phone. The only issue is I just keep hitting ignore.
I know, because it'll say like, "Do you want to ignore this for 5 more minutes
Hmm.
or for today?" I know.
I
I
always
feel
hit
like
ignore.
I know I do too, but I think having that wall there still is like good because I do notice that I don't spend as much time on apps because of the fact that that will pop up.
Hmm.
So it might not work 100%, but it works a lot better than not having it, I think.
I It makes me more aware of the time because I never hit ignore like all day. I only hit ignore for like five
The five
minutes.
minutes. Yes, because then it'll pop, and then you're like, whoa, when you don't have that, that's how like 30 minutes of doom scrolling can go by.
Yeah. Although you can find some really cool and crazy things when you're doom scrolling though.
That is true. You can fall down some interesting rabbit holes for sure.
So, blessing and a curse to social media.
Yes, it is.
How do you use social media to kind of get your message out there?
I definitely love, so this is the thing, it's like, yes, social media, but I love that it helps connect me to other people that love the same things that I love. I post a lot on Instagram. Honestly, I'm really shy, and being on video can be really hard, like for TikTok. And I think
Hmm.
that's why I don't post on there as much as I should. I love photos though, because photography is like one of my other passions. So being able to post on Instagram and doing photos and like little like excerpts of what I'm up to or my day, that's one of my favorite ways to connect with fans. And I have a Discord too. I absolutely love posting on Discord. I've built a cool little community there where we all have our inside jokes. We all talk about mental health and
Hmm.
all the things that inspire us creatively. There's a lot of other creatives on there. So that's one of my other favorite ways to connect with people is through Discord.
Yeah, Discord's really fun.
Yeah, it was really cool during 2020. We started doing movie nights as a group, and so we still do them sometimes. It's so fun, and we'll like stream Twilight and just well, like I'll tell everybody like bring hot cocoa, so it like feels like we're all drinking hot cocoa together and
Hmm.
watching movies. So that's a really special way to connect with fans. I feel it feels more like authentic than posting. So I love that I have that community.
That's so cool. That sounds like so much fun.
It's fun. It's really, yeah, everybody in there is really funny. It's great.
I wish more people would do that, like a fun movie night with an artist you love.
Yeah, it was that was the 2020 idea because we were all like, what can we do that would be, we were all doing the virtual live streams and we're like,
Hmm.
what if we watch a movie? So it was really cool. And I feel like it was a way for fans to like get to know my personality. And they know like I actually don't like scary movies. I get too scared. But like everyone's like, wait, you don't like horror, even though I love the like aesthetic. I get too
Hmm.
scared. But they did convince me to watch A Quiet Place with them. And so it's become a thing where they have it all in their calendar where they're like, the day we convinced her to watch A Quiet Place. Like, so yeah, it's just fun stuff like that. I love it. The community of Echoes fans are just such incredible, nice, hilarious people. So I love that we have that.
What did you think of A Quiet Place?
Oh, I was so stressed. Even like it was stressful. I can't watch. Like I will be
Me
up
neither.
all night with anxiety. Oh, yeah, like I've seen horror movies and I would like stay up for days as a kid and I'm too sensitive of a person to watch them.
I can do
Yeah.
like a good psychological thriller, but the moment there's jump scares, I'm out.
Same. I'm just too sensitive. I'll have nightmares about it. I have really, really intense lucid dreams. So if I watch a horror movie, that energy will like definitely show up in a dream and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night freaking out and I can't do it. I'm too
Yeah.
sensitive.
Like you gotta know that about yourself and you just gotta own it.
I know. I always feel bad because I wish that I could. Like a lot of my friends love it, and I love my friends are so sweet. They're like, okay, if Alexandra's coming over, we got to watch a wholesome movie because she won't be able to handle the scary ones. So, yeah, I'm glad I finally learned that about myself because I used to watch them just because I was like, I'll do this for my friends, but then I would be up for like 4 days, stressed out. Can't do it.
You gotta learn your limits.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite movie?
I do. I feel like I have more favorite movies that I need to like think about more, but off the top of my head, I just love Moonrise Kingdom.
Hmm.
The Wes Anderson movie.
Yeah,
It's like very nostalgic and I love nostalgia. So yeah, I think that's one of my favorite like go-to feel-good movies.
it's a good one.
hmm
Before I ask the last question tonight, was there anything else that you wanted to mention or talk about?
Yeah, so Quiet in Your Service is available for pre-order right now on Blood Red Vinyl. I'm so excited that
Ooh,
we're making a vinyl of this album. It's like it just feels it'll be so cool to have a tangible version of it. I always make
yeah.
vinyls after we make a record, and that's like one of my favorite parts about it. So I'm excited for people to be able to see that and hold it in their hands, and the lyrics are in the trifold, and it's just like yeah, I'm super excited. So that's available. I'm super pumped about that. And then going to be planning some shows for next year. So I'll be able to talk more about that soon. But my goal is to bring this record on the road because I feel like it needs to be played live.
So exciting.
Thank you. I'm super stoked.
I love that you made it blood red too.
Thank you. Me too. It's super cool. It's like a marble blood red design.
Ooh,
Yeah, I think
that
it
sounds
fits the
beautiful.
Thank you. I think it fits the vibe of the music, so I'm super excited.
Yeah. So the last question is, what is the soundtrack of your life?
Ooh, um, If You Leave by Daughter. Like that has like a cho has me in a chokehold. When I
Hmm.
first heard Smother, I was like, wow, that is poetry right there. So that album absolutely changed my life. Yeah. It's my favorite. Smother's my favorite song. I have said that for like almost 9 years. Like that is my favorite song of all time.
I love that. I love that it stayed consistent for that long for you.
I know I'm the type of person who will just like when I find a song, I'm like, I'm gonna listen to this forever and not get sick of it. I don't know what that says about me, but yeah, that song is like it is my favorite song, and I'm very inspired by it.
I love that you have that song and the album that you can keep going back to.
Me too. I rinse in it frequently.
So, for all of our listeners who want to stay updated on you, hear the album when it comes out, and then maybe see you on tour when all that information comes out, where can they find you?
You can find me on every streaming platform as Echoes, and then on all socials, it's Echoes Official.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
Of course, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Thank you. Have a nice rest of your day.
You too.
Bye
Bye.
bye.